This show contains adult content. Howdy, y'all. We have a very special guest with us today, and we will tell you more about them after the show. For now, let's get on to Harrison and Cooper versus the Big Top. Harrison and Cooper stalk through, crouched down in some brushy scrubland, pushing their way through a thicket with branches scratching against their hats and faces, pushing them aside with their hands. Black dusters dragging in the ground behind you, picking up dirt. The moonlight comes down from above, giving your black outfits sort of like a glossy sheen with the full moon up above. Could you two remind me what you look like?
Yeah, I think you should go back and listen to the first episode of Harrison and Cooper.
Great.
So stop what you're doing right now.
Actually, Harrison's different now.
Harrison's
shit.
different.
He's a new man. He's changed a little bit.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. There's a couple things. Number one,
Yeah.
he's been smoking a lot of cigars lately.
Ooh.
Real into cigars.
Okay. Yeah.
Number two, his clean cut, his nice clean shaved look
Yeah.
got a little bit more rugged. He's not taking as good care of himself as he usually does. You know, he's
Okay. Yeah.
he's got some stubble coming in.
And he's got like a strong jawline, right?
He's got a pretty strong jawline. Yeah,
He's like American quarterback sort of looker.
yeah, kind of a Brendan Fraser kind of look to him. You know, from The
Okay.
Mummy.
Okay.
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Oh, I know what
Brendan
you're saying.
Fraser.
Fuck 'em
Oh,
all.
I know what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
And that's it. Those are his two main changes.
So he's got some facial hair. Cool. How have the time that has passed treated Cooper?
Cooper looks exactly the same. He
Nice.
looks like he might have got a haircut, but he still doesn't style it, so his sandy brown hair is sticking up all over the place. His mustache is looking especially bushy at the moment. And I think somehow recently he's managed to crack one of the lenses of his glasses that's set low on his nose. And other than that, he's up to his normal Bill shit. His fucking sleeves are rolled up. He looks like this jacket is fucking 3 sizes too big for him.
And both of you have black dusters, right? Yours is too
Oh,
big for you,
yeah.
Cooper. Harrison's on. Do you have your jetpack on at this point, Harrison?
Yeah, I think I've fashioned it into what I used to do is I just tucked it under my duster.
Yeah.
Looked pretty stupid.
Yeah.
So now I think what I've got is it's like just a perfectly square leather case
Oh, okay.
that I just have on my back, and it's just that's what it is. It's just hidden.
Okay, cool.
So when I flip a switch, I think it's propellers.
Yeah.
Propellers pop out, and then Ghost Rock starts whirling around, and
It's very like Vulture from Spider-Man, you know? You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, like Vulture from Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all know what's up. And then with you two is an agent that's been around longer than both of you combined. Just a huge legend in the agency. I'd like to welcome our very special guest this episode, James Marsters. Who will you be playing for us today?
No one knew his name. They simply called him the Dude. He was alive 100 years ago, and he always wore a black leather duster. When he rode his horse in the wintertime, he clutched it tightly around his neck. And in the summer, even though it was hot, he never took that black leather duster off. He was cool. When he smoked, he would light his cigarette simply with the steely glare of his glinting eyes. And he never left that horse, slept with that horse. Never married, but I gotta tell you, whenever you were in a jam and the bad guys were circling or the coyotes looked hungry, you could count on that dude to be there and to help out and to not say a word asking for thanks or any money for it. He was just always there when you needed him. The Dude.
Holy shit,
So
fucking
that
sick.
agent is stalking up ahead of Harrison and Cooper, and you two are getting kind of scratched up in the bushes, but this agent is having no such issues. He's moving through the thicket like a snake, like someone that is built of the land and built for it, moving without a sound. I think we see him pull up a fist as Harrison and Cooper stop behind him. And up ahead over his shoulder, you see a campfire that like a few wagons have been pulled around. But they aren't covered wagons. They're a bit too far away to tell, but they're very square and boxy, almost like stage coaches or like freight wagons or like bank wagons, you know, something very stocky and sturdy. But it seems like some of them you can see light coming through them as if like they're cages or something. And it's as you're studying that out of the bushes steps Abraham Lincoln and cleaves the agent in front of you in two. Head to groin, completely splits him in half. Blood goes squirting all over your bodies as this massive figure of one of the greatest presidents that's ever lived stands towering above you, reddened in the moonlight.
Oh, fuck!
On a $10 horse and a $40 saddle, I make my living by punching cattle. Come a tie, yippee yippee yay. Come a tie, yippee yippee yay. Come a tie, yippee yippee yay.
I think Harrison gets out his government-issued Gatling pistol and aims it at this shadowy figure. You hear that scream of ghost rock as it whirs.
Cooper turns around and starts spitting just chunks of blood out of his mouth. Oh, fuck! God, it's in my fucking mouth! Oh!
How recognizable are you, Nick, as the figure you are?
So Abraham Lincoln is not wearing a top hat.
Oh no, that's his.
So
that's
not
the whole
recognizable
thing.
at all.
It's a signature hat.
He does have his beard, but he's also wearing a agent's duster over a black, looks like a funeral suit, and he is wearing like very steampunk looking sunglasses that completely cover his eyes and wrap around the sides, and he smiles at you. So what you can really see is the beard and the like sharp jawline. If you were expecting to see Abe Lincoln, you would probably think it was Abe Lincoln, but in the dark, having just cut a senior agent in twain with a battle cry, maybe not. But what you probably would recognize is his commanding presence as he says, "Stand down, agents."
I think Cooper is kind of waddling around, still trying to get the blood out of his eyes. He like gets his coat caught on some of these branches, and then as he turns to try to pull it free, he like trips over a stick and like lands on his ass and is just fucking on the ground.
The Gatling pistol is still fixed on this figure, the barrel's spinning around rapidly. Under whose orders?
Senior agent, code name Eagle.
Codename Eagle.
So that's a fucking dumbass code name. It's a fucking bullshit fucking Yankee code name.
Let me see your identification, agent.
And he steps forward. There's a streak of moonlight, and he doesn't remove his sunglasses, but he does remove his black cowboy hat, still facing you, and reaches into it and pulls out an agency credential and tosses it to you. And you can see the glint of an axe strapped over his back. And you notice that there seems to be zero apprehension at the fact that you have weapons pointed at him. Doesn't seem to bother him much.
I think Harrison catches the ID as you throw it to him, flips it over. Does it say Abraham Lincoln on this ID?
On one side it says Agent Eagle, but if you flip it over on the other side, it says Abraham Lincoln on it.
And it's got an agency stamp on it, like
It's
the
got
gold
like the
steel.
official side and then the customized side that
And
he
it's
did.
laminated.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. In 18,
That takes a
whatever it
lot
is.
of ghost rock.
That's the Ghost Rock laminator.
Yeah, it's a pound
tech.
per sheet of paper.
That's new tech. I think that once Harrison reads those words, Abraham Lincoln, his hands start to shake. He looks up at the figure in the dark, looks back at the ID. Well, hold on just a second. This can't be right. Cooper, take a look at this.
Okay. What is this?
This is
What
ID.
is this? I've
Look
never
at the-
seen this before.
Look at the name on the ID, Cooper. Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Do you not know who Abraham Lincoln is, Cooper?
He's a fucking dickhead wearing sunglasses in the middle of the night.
Are you serious right now, Cooper? Abraham Lincoln's the greatest man that has ever lived. Abraham Lincoln brought peace to this nation through violence.
There's no peace in this nation. We're still at a fucking war.
That's because he was killed, Cooper. He was killed.
Well, he's fucking right here.
He must be obviously a Harrowed. Obviously.
Oh, shit. You got a little guy in your head? Are you gonna do any fucking weird shit?
Are you the Abraham Lincoln, sir?
I affix my hat back on my head and hold my hand out for the ID. And once you give it to me, I tuck it into the hat brim and say, "There's only one Abraham Lincoln, boys. And that's me."
My God, Cooper, he was undefeated wrestling champion. He's only defeated one time in his life. That's because his opponent cheated and shot him in the back of the head.
I think that's where we cut. I think that's the goal.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I'm a kaya, yippee yippee yay.
Kamataya, yippee yippee yay. Kamataya, yippee yippee yay.
Two figures are in the background by a large bonfire. A spit roast is turned over it with some sort of wild pig. And in the foreground is a third, rougher figure. He is, unlike Abraham Lincoln, wearing a top hat that's probably 3 feet tall. He's got like a black, almost tuxedo on that he's been wearing every day for the last 6 months. A few flies are like crawling on the edge of his shoulder, as from underneath this tuxedo you can see like a blue and white diamond pattern vest that's poking out. In his left hand, he's holding like a bull hide whip, and in his right hand, he's holding onto a chain that he has wrapped around his hand that leads to a lion in front of him that has a collar around its neck, softly growling into the night, and almost purr in the moonlight. The two men behind him are holding weapons as he stands there only with a whip. Surrounding him are these wagons, half of which are just cages filled with various animals. You can hear the shrill, like, shrieking laugh of a baboon that's, like, just shaking at its cage, having killed some other ape inside of its cage. There's, like, a couple just normal-ass dogs in another cage, and then various other animals around, as this ringmaster calls into the night. "Who's out there? Who took that shot, huh? Come on out now or I'll sick the lions on ya." And that's when we cut into the bushes where Abraham Lincoln has brought Harrison and Cooper, and you're sort of around. You can see the ringmaster looking out into these bushes. If he's looking at 6 o'clock, you're at 9 o'clock. So you're like coming from the side of him. Your boots are getting a little muddy. It's very muddy ground, but there's not any standing water here. There's not leaves to speak of. Everything around you is these sort of dried, dead bushes, but they're very thick, save for this clearing the wagons have made camp in.
Boys, I've been tracking this particular caravan for weeks, and as your commanding officer, I have to tell you, this group took someone very important to me. Her name's Bethany, and I looked for the most capable, intelligent, and effective agents the agency has. Unfortunately, they died on the way here, so now I'm working with you.
Rest assured, Mr. Lincoln, me and my partner here have never failed a mission. We will complete this.
Success rate.
That's true. Now, you don't have to give me the details, because I will do anything you tell me to do without question here, but who are these guys? What's up with these? Is that a lion?
I always did want to kill a circus man, and I always did want a baboon.
I did want a baboon as well. So if we could somehow get the baboon out of this situation, that would be good for everybody here.
Yeah, maybe there's 2. Maybe there's 2 baboons.
We could share a baboon if there's only one.
Sure. We'll do shared custody every other weekend.
What do you say, Mr. Lincoln?
I do think maybe you should reconsider which animal you've decided to arbitrarily attach affection to, considering that baboon seems to have murdered another creature in its cage.
But I just watched you cut down this. This was a good dude. Agent
I didn't
What was his
I
name?
didn't know him that well.
I don't fucking remember his. He was a good dude.
He called himself the tortoise. I'm not
But
sure
he's
why.
fucking dead
He
now.
was too strong and he was a traitor.
How do you fucking know that? You didn't even know who it was. Whatever.
I'm Agent Eagle.
Okay, sure.
I know these
He's
things.
got keen eyes. They see through all. You see their true
Fucking
intentions.
Goddamn sunglasses on. It's the middle of the goddamn night.
So they kidnapped a friend of yours, you're saying, Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah, Bethany.
Bethany.
Is she a friend?
Most beautiful person I've ever seen. She's more than a friend.
Okay, so like a horny friend.
You could say that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm glad that we've reached an understanding.
We have to go and save Abraham Lincoln's fucking side piece. Now this is a fucking mission I can go on.
Do we have to go in right now? Do we have time to go back to the mule? We usually like to do a gearing up montage before we do these sorts of things.
Yeah. You have any gear to put on? Like any straps or belts to kind of like put on
Lots
dramatically?
of straps, metal clips.
Knives?
I've got. I mean, I'm already kind of strapped, but if you want, I could take the axe off and put it back on again.
We don't have to do the montage, Mr. Lincoln, if you don't want to. It's just
It's kind of a fun thing
No,
to
it's
do.
kind of
no,
tradition.
Routine's important. Routine's important. If we kind of step back, this circus freak guy seems kind of distracted for a second.
Sure.
If you want to
It'll
go,
be
It'll
about,
take a minute.
load
We've
up.
got
Yeah.
a state-of-the-art steam-powered vehicle.
Sure.
It's called the Mule.
Yeah, it's super obvious. How do you think I found you so easily so that I could kill Agent Tortoise?
Well, you have eagle eyes, obviously. So
Is that what they
Sure.
call him, Eagle? Is that why they call you Eagle?
he's got the eyes.
Because I kill tortoises? Yeah. It's a shame there wasn't a cliff I could toss him off of.
Oh my god.
Now that's a deep nature cut.
We cut to the mule in the montage. What do you all gear up with?
Well, I think it's a slow shot of Cooper taking off a bunch of the stuff he was wearing, and then it immediately cuts to Cooper putting it right back on.
Yes. Close-up shots of the belt, of the clips.
The belt, the clips. You see him throw his side holster on. He ties it down to his leg. He puts his fucking laser gun in its holster. He puts more Blitz bottles in his pocket. They don't fucking fit. He's trying to put them in there. He's fucking trying to shove them in there. One of the pockets rips. A Blitz bottle falls. Everybody freezes. It's fine. He puts it in there again. It cuts.
Agent Harris over here. He's got he's strapping some knives into his bootstraps. He's got he's taking his belt off. He's putting it back on. Redoes it. He's got some bandoliers.
Yeah.
These bandoliers have 7-pound drums. What the hell? What are those for? I wonder. Puts them on over under his duster. Puts his duster back on. He has a case. Oh, he touches the case lovingly with his index finger across the top of it. Yeah. Unsnaps 2 metal snaps.
Yeah.
Opens it up. Oh, what is that? It's a Gatling rifle, newly issued.
Oh, it's clean.
It's beautiful. It's got a fucking bayonet. It's got a.
Oh man.
It's made of ghost steel. It's got a separate little bar underneath for the bayonet, and then on top is the Gatling.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a strap. He straps it on. And then he turns around. Well, that's all I've got.
So you got a montage?
That's it.
Abraham Lincoln resettles the strap of his axe, and you see a glint of the presidential seal stamped into the head of it that's poking over his shoulder, and he runs a finger along the brim of his black cowboy hat, and a light sparkles off of his sunglasses, and he grins. And that's it.
I mean, it wasn't a very long montage, but it was
a
very
good
well
montage,
done.
boys, a good montage.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
Let's lock this bad boy up and then go kill some circus freaks.
I've got 2 lions now, whoever's out there. I've got 2 of them. Double the trouble.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't
Personally, I'm
think
fine with that.
Where did he find another lion, do you think?
I think it's probably like a smaller, weaker ones that he kind of had stashed away
in
because
the
it
back.
wasn't very impressive.
Or maybe
like a pocket
maybe
lion.
he was
This
doing a
new
delivery.
lion's even more impressive. It's got a special design carved into its mane.
Remind me what lions are weak to again, Cooper?
Is that weak to bullets?
That's correct, and I've got a lot of bullets.
Okay. All right. Should we deal initiative as you guys bust out of the bushes? Is that the plan?
I guess it's your session.
Great,
dude.
man. That's what
you
you're
want.
You're in charge, buddy.
Let's do it. Okay, you guys, there's no way to get the drop. So either way, you're gonna be, if they get initiative first, I think you take a shot first that goes wild. If you go first, then you're stepping out of the bushes doing your thing. And what's Tactician do?
He draws an extra action card each turn, and he can give it to someone under his command. So
Great.
me or Cooper.
Cooper should be nicer to me.
Abraham Lincoln, you get an 8, a 3, and you can give a 4 to somebody this round. Cooper, you get a Queen of Spades. Harrison, you get a 9 of diamonds. The Ringmaster gets a 5 of diamonds. The Lions get a 10 of spades. And the other 2 figures at the campfire get a 2 of spades. Agent Cooper, you're up first.
So Cooper's crouched down in one of these bushes, and he looks over his shoulder at Abraham Lincoln and Harrison. So you know how your code name is Eagle, and you think that's so fucking cool? I'm going to show you why they call me Agent Grease Lightning. And he pulls out one of his Blitz bottles, and he just throws it center mass at the dude and both of his lions.
Great.
Pretty sure he just came up with that just now, Mr. Lincoln.
Well, so I get the lightning. What is there grease on the bottle
There's
lid?
always a
or-
little bit of grease.
This whole conversation is happening as he's trying to get that one out of his pocket, and it's like caught.
Slippery.
Yeah,
You don't wanna
it's like
stand
slippery.
back.
Yeah.
You don't want to stand back away from him when he does this. If he drops this thing, we're all dead. Well,
I got a 5, Caleb. They are going to be taking 2d6 each.
Because this is a blast, right?
This is blast, yeah. Oh, well, Caleb, I rolled snake eyes on that damage.
oh come on.
But I'm going to
Okay,
use a
just the
Benny.
damage. Okay, good.
You can't Benny Snake Eyes, dude.
On damage?
Can't Benny Snake Eyes.
I don't know for sure. Do you want to look it up?
I want to fucking
I'll look it up
impress
for
the
you.
president, Caleb.
I'll look it up for you. Okay, never mind. You're right. You can re-roll that.
That's a Benny, baby. That's an easy
cool.
Benny. That's not much better, but I got a 4.
Okay. I do not think that's enough to do anything to them, but tell me what it looks like anyway.
So he just throws a bottle, just what looks like an empty whiskey bottle with the like adhesive kind of left on it, filled with a like bubbling light blue liquid, and somewhere floating around in there's a big chunk of ghost rock. And then as the glass bottle hits the ground like 3 feet in front of these guys, it just bursts into a puddle, and just a small like trickle of electricity kind of like dances across the ground as I don't even think it really goes off with like 4 damage.
Cool. Great. Well, the lions go, and the ringmaster releases both chains that like crash to the ground and jangle behind them as they roar towards you. I think they're almost completely silent, just running towards you with jaws slightly slacked. You're probably a little coward, and you're probably behind the other 2, right, Cooper?
I always said I was in front, you dickhead.
Great.
Cooper's very
Well, then,
brave.
great.
One of his edges is brave.
Then you're getting a couple of lions coming at you, buddy.
Thank you.
You ready for this? I don't think you are. Lions are really bad, actually. Like, I mean that they're very good. So they're both going to pounce on you, Cooper.
Okay.
Yeah, so you better be ready to soak, buddy. This is not good. So they're both going to make wild attacks, and if they hit you, they're going to add +4 to their damage instead of +2. Now, improved frenzy means they get 3 attacks. Is that right?
Nope, that's worse. That's so they can on 2 different attacks.
Yeah.
In one turn, they can make 2 fighting rolls.
So it's going to take a multi-action penalty, but it'll get +2 from wild attack. So it's going to roll a D8
And
fighting.
+2 because he doesn't have a melee
Unarmed.
weapon.
Yep.
Right. So +2 total on each of these D8s. What's your parry?
5.
2 hits, dude. No raises. That's thankfully. They get a D12 strength because they're fucking lions. First one does 14 damage, Cooper.
I have 7 toughness.
8 toughness. I add +1 to allies within my command distance of 10 inches.
Pretty cool.
Hell
huh?
yeah, baby.
Great.
8 toughness, Caleb.
So that's shaken and 1 wound.
I'm going to soak it.
Great. Yeah.
Now, Caleb, because I have the edge, liquid courage, my
Yeah.
die type for my vigor is actually up to a D10
Oh, because
He's
you've been
been
drinking.
drinking.
because I've been drinking.
Yeah.
Soaked it.
Soaked it. Perfect. That is its first damage, right? Second one. Second one blew up a D6, dude. Oh my god.
And you're dead.
Yeah, you might be dead, Cooper. Cooper, you might be dead, buddy. Cooper.
Keeps going. It just keeps
6,
going.
12, 18, 24. Oh no, Cooper. Cooper.
It's going.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
That's 30.
6, 12, 18, 24, 30.
Oh
yeah.
my god. Well, fun session.
35.
40 damage.
Thanks for playing
40
with us.
damage. That's the most damage I've ever rolled, and it's fucking lion. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. He blew up a
Hey,
10.
blew up a 10.
He blew up a 10.
To a 16.
4, 8, 12, 16. So that
Not bad, dude.
that soaks 4. And what's your toughness is 8.
8.
So 40 minus 8 is 32. So you take 7 wounds, but you soak 4. So you're taking 3.
Hey, you're still alive, dude. Come on! Congrats. You're still alive.
Oh my god.
I think what we see is we see Cooper throw the bottle over this bush,
Yeah.
punch down, we hear it break, and then he looks back and smiles, and then a lion comes flying out of the bush
Yeah.
and like takes him off screen, and we just hear like him yelling and the lion like biting, and we hear like ripping and tearing, and then it just cuts to the next guy.
Okay, great. We're going to see, because it gets 2 more attacks, Cooper, because it's a fucking improved frenzy, dude. It's a goddamn lion. It's a goddamn cat. Yeah. Okay, you're knocked down, buddy.
Yeah. So
get
You're
ready to
knocked
roll.
down. Great. Yeah.
I got a 5 minus 4, right?
Minus
got 3
3.
wounds.
Minus 3
Yeah.
is a fucking failure with a 2.
Great. So you're bleeding out, and you need to roll on the injury table. So roll me injury table for me. Roll
This is the fun part.
2d6.
9.
9. You're hitting the guts. Roll a d6. This is like the best
3.
possible result for you. You're battered. Your vigor is reduced by a die type.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, not bad.
Permanent, not permanently, right?
It says permanent, dude. It is permanent. So this thing grabs you by your fucking chest, and I think your description of we don't see it happen, but then once you're unconscious, Abraham and John see the lion pull you into plain view, like just leaving a trail of blood behind you. And it's at that exact moment that another lion comes bounding through the bushes at one of you. I mean, I'm just going to roll for it, y'all.
Roll for it, y'all.
You're the guest here, Nick. You want odds or evens, man, to be you.
Let's go evens.
So if I roll evens, it hits you, yeah?
Yeah, sounds
Cool.
good.
Great. It goes after Abraham Lincoln.
Thank God. No offense.
Okay.
It's fine. I
You're
can't
a lot
die unless
tougher.
it eats my entire head.
Now, your parry is probably much better, right? What's your parry?
My parry is 7, but I also have first strike, so when it moves adjacent, I get to attack it.
Okay, go for it, man. Yeah, it leaps over the bushes in the air. It's a slow motion shot of this 400-pound animal with your baseball-like swing coming at it.
Well, my D10 blew up, so that's an 18.
Okay, so on attack rolls, you essentially only can get 1 raise. So you're going to
Okay.
roll damage and increase it, and then add an extra d6 to the damage because you got at least 1 raise on the attack roll.
That is 11 damage, AP2.
How does Undead Abraham Lincoln kill this lion?
So the second lion jumps. I think there's a shot of Abe and Harrison looking at each other as Cooper is getting mauled, and the second lion bursts through the bushes, and without looking, Abe quickly, faster than a human should be able to move, pulls the axe from his shoulder and holds it up and just runs the blade from its neck all the way down its haunches and dodges the claws. And as the lion lands on the other side of them at the end of this pounce, its insides just come to the outside and it collapses.
Good, amazing.
Never thought I'd see the day when Abraham Lincoln kills a lion with an axe right in front of me.
This is pretty much Tuesday.
And it's your turn, Harrison.
With that, Harrison lights up a cigar, and he's gonna do a multi-action. I think. I don't know. This is a bad idea. I'm gonna go for it though. I'm gonna cast a spell using mad science, and hopefully, I'm gonna make a shot at that lion that took Cooper. So I failed my mad science roll, so my pack does not fire up. Frustrated, Harrison runs into the night looking for this lion in the bushes with his Gatling rifle out.
Yeah, you see freaking like Cooper being thrown around by this thing like a cat's plaything.
All right, well, hopefully I don't miss and hit you. That would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has rate of fire 2.
Yeah, so you hit Cooper on a 1 and a 2.
This is a bad idea. Try to do two things.
Only a natural
You're not
one
allowed
and
to
two.
do two things in
Only
one
a
turn.
natural 1 and 2.
All right, here we go. Recoil 2. I forgot to factor that in.
Oh, you don't have rock and roll?
I do, but I moved. Rock and roll only applies if you don't move, and I had to move to look for the lion. I don't shoot him, and an 8 blew up.
Amazing. Cool,
Shoot that
cool.
lion.
So I'll roll that again. Cool. So hit with the raise.
Great.
It's going to be 2d8 plus a d6 for the raise. I hope I kill this lion. 13 damage.
Dead. Yeah. How do you kill it?
This is one of the first times that Harrison's used this thing.
Yeah.
He's used to his old Billiard Express. He's not used to an automatic weapon. And this thing, his recoil is pretty crazy. So I think that he starts firing, and you can see in the dirt where some of the rounds are hitting. And he does some Kentucky windage and just moves it up to the lion, and it hits it right in the head.
Nice.
It goes limp over the body of Cooper here.
I think as it goes limp, it's still like clutching him. So part of Cooper's like shirt is pulled up really awkwardly kind of over his head, still clutched in the lion's maw. Next up is this ringmaster who like yells out into the darkness. I've trained those lions since their birth. They'll kill you for sure. I've got more coming too. And then, make a spirit roll, Harrison.
Oh,
Opposed by this dude's intimidate. He rolled a 4.
I got a 6 that blew up. Got a 7.
Yeah, you probably don't give a shit because his lines are dead. So,
Plus Abraham Lincoln's on my side.
yeah, that's the real reason. Okay, Abraham Lincoln, it's your turn. There are 2 dead lions. There's a ringmaster in the open, along with his 2 lackeys that are like holding revolvers at their side, well lit by a bonfire.
So I'm going to stride purposefully out of the bushes and into the light of the fire. Because I have calculating and I went so late in the combat, I get to ignore that -2 penalty. So I'm going to do 2 actions.
Great.
I think I'm going to try to strike down both the lackeys one at a time. So
Cool.
I have this image because his legs are so long that everywhere Abe goes, he strides purposefully, but he moves really fast because he covers so much ground.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's just walking, holding this axe covered in lion blood, and before they know it, he's right up next to one of these lackeys with the revolver.
Cool. You get so many goddamn modifiers. They're unarmed, so you get +2, and then... Oh, maybe that's all the modifiers.
Unless you want to do what's called a wild attack. So a wild attack, you get to add +2 to all of your attack and damage rolls for the turn. But until the beginning of your next turn, you are vulnerable. So everybody has +2 against you on like every roll they have.
That should be fine. I'll do a wild attack.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
down
always
for that.
fun.
Great.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Kill me again?
Cut to Cooper on the ground.
So that's a 7 + 2 would be a 9.
Hit with a raise.
Oop, 8 blew up. 8 blew up. 8 blew up.
Oh my god.
So 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 plus 3, 31 damage to the first guy.
Beyond dead. Beyond dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
He will never come back.
I think with one swoop, he just decapitates the guy and cuts the hand off that was holding the revolver, and the body falls. And then I will take one more step and attack the other lackey. So that's a 6 + 2 is an 8.
Hit with the raise easily.
11, 16 plus 8, 24 damage.
Dead. Yeah, dead.
And then I'll frenzy attack the ringleader.
Great. And I
And-
think you can choose not to kill him if you don't want to. That's up to you.
Okay. Yeah. So I think for the frenzy, I just get one more attack die, right? I don't get my wild card die again.
Yes. Yeah.
How about an 11?
Hits with a raise easily.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
Great. He is definitely incapacitated. It's your decision how much you want him to be dead, if you want to talk to him or not. Yeah, you decide.
So I've taken down the first lackey. The second lackey, it's just planting the blade of the axe into his stomach, and he goes down. We get a shot from behind with them silhouetted, and you can see the blade of the axe goes all the way through the back and punches out with a spray. And then he pulls the axe free and just shoves the haft of the axe into the ringleader's throat, and he drops choking on his crushed throat. So he's not knocked out, or he is unconscious but not quite dead.
Great. As he drops down, he drops his bullwhip, drops whatever else he was holding in his other hand, and just grasps at his throat. I'm sorry, I didn't actually mean to kill you. It was a joke.
Agent Harrison, how is Cooper?
Cut to the bushes.
Cool. Are we out of combat?
Yeah.
It cuts to Cooper, and he's laying there with his eyes like half open. Harrison, we fought vampires. I fought werewolves. It was a fucking Connie. A Connie got me.
It was a lion, Cooper.
Fucking Connie.
It was a fucking lion.
It was a carnival, man.
No, Cooper. It's a lion.
I got
It's
killed
gonna.
by a carnival,
Think
man.
of the scar that's gonna leave. That's gonna be badass,
I'm so
Cooper.
embarrassed.
Think of the stories. Anyways, I think I got.
Harrison, I shit myself.
I think I got one of these.
I shit myself.
What do you call them from Benji here? Right, Caleb?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He says yeah. You didn't even know what I'm talking about.
What did Benji
It's a
give you?
time machine.
What did Benji give
He
you?
gave me a time machine. You're correct, Nick. Yes. So we're gonna start the session over.
If you're in the battle for the Lord and right, keep on the fire.
Gee, oh wow. Wow. Anyway, I'm joined today by a snoring dog in the background named Buster, but also Nick Robertson from the Tabletop Squadron podcast. You can find Nick on Twitter at Alias58 or on the aforementioned podcast Tabletop Squadron, which is a Star Wars actual play at tabletopsquadron.com. It's a good show. The cast is great, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, at least one volleyball game that occurs. I'm having a good time listening to that. Also having a good time listening to Nick's other podcast, A Night of Shreds and Patches, which is a Genesis diesel punk road trip actual play at akosap.com. And thanks for Nick Robertson for coming on Harrison and Cooper. I, of course, am Caleb Sunstead at Marshall Caleb on Twitter. Cameron Reed played Diedrich Cooper, and you can find him on Twitter at CJReed211. Alex Horrell played Harrison, John Harrison. You can find him on Twitter at Alex Horrell. We'll be back next Monday with the series finale of our Deadlands Boys Sounds Like Crows story, and the week after that will be followed by another Harrison and Cooper in this same series. Savage Worlds is owned by the Pinnacle Entertainment Group, who you can find at peginc.com. Music on the show was used with a Creative Commons Zero licensed or made by myself, Caleb Sunstead. This episode was edited by Alex Horrell. I think that's all the credits. We'll see you next week. Say goodbye to Buster. He'll be able to hear you. Yeah, actually, he can't. He's a deaf dog.
See the souls that we have left to win, leading them to Jesus from the path of sin. With a shout of welcome, we will all march in. So keep on the firing line. Oh, you must fight, be brave against all evil. Never run nor even lag behind. If you would win for God and the right, just keep on the firing line. Oh, you must fight, be brave against all evil. Never run nor even lag behind. If you would win for God and the right, just keep on the firing line.